Hello, hello. Welcome to the CRM Connect call here today at Sales Process. Great to see you. I see some new faces, some new names. Welcome, welcome. My name is Tamara, and I host the weekly CRM Connect call here at Sales Process. So glad to see you all here today. And today we are going to be wrapping up our webinar funnel series that we've been working so hard on. And I know that on the Tuesday call or the Monday night call, depending on which side of the world you live on, during funnel forging, we did a very complex workflow for our webinar. And I just want to follow up with everybody and make sure everybody made it through that one. And if there was any questions regarding the lesson from Tuesday's call. Did everybody make it through that okay? Let me get everyone in here. We've got a few more people joining us. Great, there we go. Any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself or put them in the chat. Hi, Kate. Great to see you. Kate, I love seeing your homework in the Facebook group. You're doing such an amazing job. Yeah, that workflow was a little tricky. That's why I wanted to check back in with everybody and make sure there wasn't any questions regarding that one. That was a bit more of an advanced. And we're actually we're ending the series on a little bit more of an advanced technique as well. We're going to cover some split testing, but the actual tech behind the split testing is pretty straightforward. So we're not going to be building out too many workflows that make your eyes cross, thankfully. And oh, that's so sweet, Kate. That's amazing. Awesome. I love to hear that. You guys, honestly, so I'll tell you a little story, okay? I turned 50 years old this year. And so, yeah, thank you, Heather. That's, you know, I'm half a century old. And so that can be a hard milestone for some people, right? Like that's like, oh, I'm officially old now. But when I started my business about 8 years ago. And at that time, I was feeling, again, quite old and thought, wow, that's sort of late to be doing that, sort of late to be starting. But when I started, I was like, you know what? I can learn anything. I can learn anything. Doesn't matter how old I am. I can still learn, right? And so even though I'm turned 50 this year, I am still learning every single day, especially with this software because it changes so rapidly, but I love it. I love it. And I believe you guys can learn anything as well. We all can. We all can learn anything. Heather. Did you guys see her comment? She said, except to put my keys in the same place every time so I can find them. You and me both, Heather. You and me both. That was a good one. Yeah. Yeah, I still have things to learn for sure. That is one of them. But you guys are doing amazing on this webinar journey with me. So I'm really excited to wrap it up today with you guys. We're going to talk a little bit about tracking. We're going to talk a little bit about what all of this could mean on a bigger picture for you, for your business. Why should we do the things that we're going to do today? So before I dive in, I'm going to ask one more time, just in case anybody had any questions from last week or from Tuesday. Did everybody make out okay with that homework? Because it was a little bit intense. Let me just get my screens here pulled up. And so you remember how we talk about the sales process framework that Peng Joon teaches and how important following that framework is. And the reason why that framework is so important is because it really is like your roadmap to success, right? It's your roadmap to success when it comes to having to know what the next right step is. And so often as business owners, we're sort of like trying to figure it out, right? And we're just not sure. But Peng Joon and his team at Sales Process here has created a solid framework that they use. He uses this exact framework in his own business, right? And so for him to pass this on and share this with you, he gives you the map of what is the next right step to take in your business. And so let me just share my screen here. And we're going to talk a little bit about that framework. There we go. And the 5 sort of key points of that framework, right? So every business needs leads, right? Without leads, the business dies. Every business needs conversions. Every business needs to understand their average cart value, right? They need to understand what is the frequency at which my customer is buying. What is my sales cycle, right? And also, what are the systems and processes that I need to build to create a foundation for my business? And so combining all 5 of these things creates the exponential growth formula, right? So our webinar, the reason we talk about the webinar is because it is such a valuable tool to build in our business to collect leads, to help us get conversions, to increase our average cart value, to increase the amount of times our buyers are purchasing from us. And it is a system or a buying machine or a lead machine that we can build in our business, right? And once you build one, you have the foundation to then go and build another one. You have the ability to duplicate inside of your sales process software. You can duplicate workflows. You can duplicate funnel pages. You can duplicate emails, right? So that first build, we make it very easy for you by providing you with the templates that you need. And the team works very hard to create spectacular funnel pages, workflows, email templates, all of those things that they just drop into your sales process account. And then you can go in and edit them a little bit and make it your own. So the exponential growth formula framework, we're going to go over it one more time here because we haven't done this in a little while. This is the framework that Peng Joon uses, okay? So when we talk about the total addressable market, this is our people, our audience, our ideal client, right? And if you've been in business for a little while, you've probably heard that term a lot. And when I first started my business, I didn't think that was really important, when in fact it is the most important thing. If I don't know who I am selling to and what their problems are, what are the thoughts that they have in their head about their problems, how do they talk about their problems, I can't reach them. I can't attract them, right? And so understanding our market is really, really vital. When we understand our market, then we can talk about where are we going to go and talk to these people about our solution to their problem. Do they hang out on Facebook? Do they hang out on TikTok? Are they clicking on ads, right? Are they searching for their solution on the internet? Do we need to start writing blogs about it? Do we have clients that love the work that we do and can refer other people to us? Do we have an email list that we can send messages to about our new products that we can help them with? Do they communicate by text message or WhatsApp, right? These are all traffic sources that you can build and optimize inside of your sales process account. And to have the power of that all in one umbrella is amazing. Okay. So then once we attract those people, where do we send them? We send them to the top of the funnel, right? The top of our funnel. And this is where we have our lead magnets, our webinar funnels, our challenge funnels, our event funnels, our low ticket funnels. This is where we are asking them to give us their name and email, give us their contact information, and we're going to give them value in return, right? And so technically then they convert from an audience, maybe a person who has just been watching, to actually becoming a lead, right? This would be, we would constitute that as being a lead. And through nurturing them, through communicating our solution to them, whether that's through email, whether that's through educational content that we create, whatever it is that we create, then we move them down into our process, into the middle of the funnel. And in here, this is where we optimize our products, right? So maybe we introduce them into a membership subscription or some type of order bump inside of a funnel that provides more value to them. Or through an upsell, they get a chance to grab a one-time offer from us at a steal of a deal, and they get to work with us one-on-one. Right? So we're talking about the middle of that funnel where we can encourage them to join our world even more, get to know us even more, and let us provide even more value to them. And then what we start to do is we start to see purchases, right? Either they're purchasing or they're not purchasing. And so we have to have systems in place to track these things, to track whether they're purchasing. If they're purchasing, are they then moving up our value ladder? Are they ascending up to our higher ticket products, right? So we want to be able to track those things. And we have systems in sales process that you can use to do that. If they're not purchasing, what is the answer to plug those leaks, right? In our funnel, we have to plug the holes where people fall out. How can we bring them back in and provide the value that they need and provide the trust that they need to feel comfortable, to feel safe, and to know that we are the solution to their problem? This we do through email. This we do through communicating, whether that's through text message or WhatsApp. Maybe it's through your AI chatbot that you create a chatbot inside of your sales process account that can communicate with your audience and make them feel trusted, or make them feel like you have their solution and they trust you and they purchase from you, right? And so then once we convert them down to the bottom of the funnel and they purchase our high ticket products, how do we make them a customer for life? How do we keep them coming back, right? And this is where we work on all of our product suite. Do we create a membership where we build community around it? You can do that in sales process, right? You can create community. You can create a membership. Can you send them more? Whoops, sorry, that jumped around a little bit. Can you send them an email? You know, get them on your email list where they're so excited to get your weekly email or your monthly newsletter. Do you have a way that they can text you back and forth? Or maybe you have a texting, a daily texting that you send out to them to motivate them to continue to keep moving forward. I know that coaches use this a lot, where they send their students or their clients daily motivational texts, or you can run a challenge through text message, right? Giving them their daily prompts for each challenge. You can do all of that inside a sales process. There's blogging inside of a sales process. And again, that brings us back to that SEO, right? Blogging is such a powerful tool to use to be able to optimize your content so that when people are searching for solutions, you're the first name that comes up, right? And of course, conversation and social media all go hand in hand. We have a social planner inside of sales process where you can plan out and schedule your content. You can analyze all of your social media analytics in there. You can have a VA schedule everything, create your content. There's even an approval process that you can go through so that they can go in and do that, and you can look at it and say yes or no. This is good to go. Nope, this needs some work, right? And all of this lives inside of your sales process account. So it's really powerful. And through all of this, by using this framework, what you create is a loyal customer. You will create that customer that is just your biggest fan. And what we're going to talk about today is sort of that, the two kind of pieces right on that are tacked onto the end of this framework that are probably things that a lot of business owners don't do. And that is to measure and track what is working, what is not working, and to experiment and optimize. That is what we are going to do today. We are going to create a split test of your webinar funnel. And this is where you have the potential to experiment with something and see what works and what doesn't. Okay? So we are going to jump into our lesson now. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip back into sales process now. So we'll go into our sales process account. And we're going to go and take a look at some places inside of your sales funnel where we can add some tracking devices, tracking code, so that you can optimize your analytics. You can start to measure how your funnel is doing out in the wild when you release it, right? So has anyone here run Facebook ads or Google ads? Does anyone currently have their Facebook pixel put in and optimized on their website or their sales funnels? Anybody here have that set up? I'm not going to dive too deep into it today, but I do want to share a couple of resources that I have with you, and also just show you where you can set that up and how that sort of works to optimize your funnel. Okay, so I don't see that a lot of people have done that yet, and that's okay. There's a first time for everything, right? So we're going to walk through it together. There are two sort of pieces of analytics that we're going to go over today, and that is your Google Tag Manager and your Facebook Pixel. Where do these go in our funnel? Why do we need them? And what does it do? What does it track, right? So we're going to go over into our sites in sales process. And we're going to go and take a look at our webinar funnel that we built together. Here's the webinar funnel. And we are going to take a look at places inside of our funnel that we can put tracking code that then will help us track the different actions that our client takes or our potential customer takes when they're visiting our funnel. Okay, so in the settings of your funnel, you're going to see here, you have head tracking code and body tracking code. Okay. This one is the one that you can put your base pixel for your Facebook. It gets copy and pasted right in here. Now, you have to know where to find your Facebook pixel in your ads manager if you're running ads. You have to acquire that from Facebook. And because Facebook changes the just the whole way that their business manager is put together, they change it all the time. The first place I go to whenever I want to figure out where have they hidden the Facebook pixel now, it's sort of like a hide and seek game. I go to YouTube and I look for Facebook pixel 2024 because it changes all the time. And I'm not an ads expert. I don't run ads for my clients or for myself. I always would definitely recommend hiring an expert or, taking at least a course to figure out how to do this. But that's what I do when I need to go and obtain a pixel for my client and put it in their funnel. So that is what I'm going to recommend to you is you go to Facebook and you go to YouTube and you look up Facebook Pixel 2024 on YouTube, and there's lots of videos out there that will walk you through how to find your Facebook Pixel. Once you do find it though, that bit of code goes right here in your head tracking code. And that again is your Facebook Pixel, your base pixel. Yes, as a macro on my computer. Yep. Yeah, that's a great idea, Heather. Awesome. I love that. Yes, client Facebook. Oh, that's a good idea. So in here is where your base pixel goes. And then I'm going to drop in the chat a resource that I have for you. And that's going to be where you're going to find your event pixels, right? And so let me grab my chat here. Just one sec. Here we go. This I keep as a bookmark on my browser, and let's open this together here. Basically what this is these are the events that your pixel can track. And this is the standard event code here that you need to take and put inside your pages of your funnel, right? So it tells you here the website action that it tracks, and then it gives a little description. And what we want to track on a webinar funnel is who is signing up for our webinar, who is registering for our webinar, right? And so we want to look for complete registration. And that is what we want to add to our page inside our funnel. So the standard event code that we want to copy and paste is this bit here. So we're going to copy that. We're going to go back into our sales process account. Now your base pixel is what goes here, but your event pixel actually goes on your thank you page. And what that tracks is anybody who lands on your thank you page, they know the only way that they could have got there is if they registered for your webinar, right? So we're going to go and add this to our webinar thank you page. So we'll click into the editor. And inside the editor, you have your head tracking code. So this is where you can copy and paste your tracking code. And right in here, we're just going to paste that little tiny bit for the complete registration and click save. Then of course we want to save and publish that, right? Just to make sure that update takes place. And now we have created a tracking mechanism on our funnel that's going to help us, especially if you're running ads. This is an absolute must-have. And you can start collecting the data of your customers or potential customers that come and check out your webinar pages. Okay. So what the base pixel does is the base pixel grabs their information even if they land here, right? So even if they just visit your page and they don't register, you can run retargeting ads to people who landed on your webinar page, registration page, but didn't register. Have you ever gotten a Facebook ad on Facebook that says, "Hey, I noticed you came and saw my course page, but you didn't register or you didn't buy"? That's called a retargeting ad, right? So you landed on their landing page, but you didn't register, and then they retargeted you with an ad. So that's how they're doing that. Now, in here, in your settings, after you would paste your Facebook pixel, your base pixel in here, you would also be able to put in your Google Tag Manager in here, your Google Analytics that you're going to use for Google Analytics. Now, I have to tell you that is another thing that I'm out of my depth on. And so, again, I would go to YouTube. I have a very good friend. His name is Nuno Tavares. He has a YouTube channel, and he has an excellent video on how to set up your Google Analytics and get your tag manager all set up on your funnel. I can even share with you his. Let me stop sharing for a second. I'll grab his channel for you guys because it's such a good channel. And he's such a smart guy. I love watching his YouTube videos. I always learn so much from him. Let me just grab his channel for you guys, and I'll drop that in the chat. There we go. I'll put that in the chat here. His company is called Automated Marketer, and he has an amazing YouTube channel where he talks about all kinds of tech and stuff. He has a very good walkthrough on how to set up your Google Analytics and would be able to explain it to you much better than I could. So definitely check that out to get your Google Analytics set up and be able to set up all of your code for tracking purposes, okay? So let me just share my screen again here. Awesome. All right. So now we've talked a little bit about where you are going to place your tracking code, what it's going to track for us. Let's talk a little bit now about the split testing for your sales funnel, for your webinar funnel. How do we do a split test on a webinar registration? And what should we be testing for? When you run a split test, you never want to change a whole bunch of stuff, right? And have one version that looks completely different than the other version. What a split test is to make small changes to the way your page functions or what it says, and run a test to see which one performs better in front of your audience, okay? So when we look at this version of our webinar registration page, there's a couple things that we could talk about changing. One can always be just changing your headline, changing the words in your headline, and trying a different angle with your headline. So in this headline, the way that Peng Joon has it set up is that he is saying, you know, he's talking to us about making better money that is a framework that works really well. Maybe we want to use a different angle, right, in our headline. Maybe we want to call out the results that this webinar is going to get. which this does too, right? It's basically saying, if you come watch this webinar, you're going to make silly money using my framework, right? But maybe we want to change the words. And so one thing you can do is change the headline. Another thing that you can do in a split test is you can look at your button and maybe you want to change the color of the button. And honestly, that's all you would change. And you would see, you would run traffic to your webinar and you would see which one performs better. Does the version of my webinar funnel with a red button convert better than my same version of my webinar funnel with a green button? Which button gets clicked more? That's really what you're asking a split test to do. Which version of my headline causes more registrations? So how do you set that up in sales process? Here's version 1. This is your control version. And this is your variation, right? And so how do we create the variation? Click on Create Variation, and we're going to just duplicate our control, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to duplicate our control. Click on the button here, just one sec. Oh, there we go. This is our variation, okay? And right now, it's exactly the same. These two pages are exactly the same. And here's where we go in and we make the change. This is where we're going to go in here and let's change either the headline or the button color, right? So in this case, let's just change the button color and let's change it to green. Now, the difference is that that red button sort of gets lost in all of these red graphics, right? It doesn't really stand out. So maybe the green version of the button will do better because it stands out a little bit more. Maybe it'll get clicked more. And you can also change maybe what the button says on it, right? Maybe we want to change what the button says from click to sign up to learn more here, right? So we have now 2 versions of our registration page, and we've just done one minor change to see which one is going to result in more registrations for us. Now, I don't ever recommend split testing when you launch a brand new funnel, right? We need to get the one version of the funnel to convert first. We don't need to have 2 versions of it converting out there first, but it's a great way that if that one version of the funnel isn't converting, you can try and test something else, right? Has anybody here done any split testing? Either you can talk about split testing with emails, split testing with funnels, anything that you've done and you'd like to share that experience with us. I'd love to hear from anyone who's tried any split testing. Feel free to unmute or just type it in the chat, whichever one. And if you haven't tried split testing, that's totally fine too. There's a first time for everything, right? So now when we go back and we go into our sales funnel here, you can see that there is 2 different versions of our registration page. There's the one with the red button and there's the one with the green button. And now what we're going to do is we are going to start promoting this on social media. We're going to send the link to our email list. You know, we're going to run ads to it. And as people click on the different versions of the registration page, this toggle is going to move, right? We can say that we want to run 50% of our traffic to this and 50% of our traffic to this version. And we can apply that. And now the system, when people come and land on our page here, the system will show the version that the two versions will split it up so that it shows it to 50% of our traffic and the other 50% of our traffic. And then we're going to start to get some stats in here on the page views, on how many people registered, right? And so this is how you create a split test in sales process. And that is what is going to be your homework for today to get your entry in to the Facebook group for the contest. What I want is just one screenshot of this page here after you have set up your split tester. Now you'll notice here, when you toggle over, it says open the editor or declare this one as the winner. After you run traffic to your funnel and you get enough traffic, enough eyeballs on this particular offer, this particular registration webinar, you can decide which one is the performing better. Is it the one with the green button? Am I getting more registrations that way? Or is it the one with the red button? And when you see your stats start to stack up in here, you're going to be able to declare which one is the winner. And then once you declare a winner, it will only run traffic to that version of the registration funnel. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions about split testing or how to set this up? Any questions? Okay, well, oh, I see one come in. Oh, great. That's great, Claire, or Kate. Kate says it's clear. That's awesome. So here is what I need a screenshot of for your entry into the contest for the homework today for the CRM Connect call. Is just this here. I just want to see your two versions of your split test pages and that you have this set up here. We don't need to populate with stats or anything like that. Just know that that's how you set it up. And then once you start running traffic to it, this will start to populate here. Okay. So for today, we talked about this piece of the framework, right? We talked about measure and tracking. And then we talked about how to experiment and optimize, right? So we have our tracking codes in place. We have them set up in our funnel so that we can collect the data from the people that visit our funnel. And then we talked about how do we experiment with what we've built to optimize it, to make it better, which one appeals to our audience, which version is going to get us more registrations to our webinar. So by following the framework, you know exactly what your next right step is. And you don't have to guess. There's no more guessing. You have this framework and you can use that framework to tell you what is my next right step to take. Okay, so let's go over the contest. We have a contest that runs inside of the Facebook group. And I do see a few new faces here today, so I'll go over that quickly with you. We have a sales process wins contest every month inside the Facebook community. And by attending every office hours calls, you will be assigned homework and you get to post that homework in the Facebook group with the hashtag sales process wins. And that is your entry into the contest. you have the opportunity to get 5 entries a week because there's 5 office hours calls every week. I should mention that next week, because of the holidays, there is no office hours Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday of next week. The office hours are not going to be running due to the holidays. So there will be no office hours Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So no funnel forging call, no feature fiesta call, and no CRM Connect call because of the holidays. But we will be back. I will be back the week after, but there is still the Monday launch pad and then the frequently asked questions Friday, FAQ Fridays, will still be happening next week. Okay. So your homework this week to get into the, to get your entry into the contest is just that screenshot of your split test that you've created. And you have the potential to win 3 prizes. And at the end of December, the team will collect all of the entries that have the hashtag sales process wins in them. And then they draw from those entries into who gets first, second, and third prize. Okay. So first prize is the big one. You get to spend some one-on-one time with Peng Joon. You get Peng Joon's eyes on your offer. He's going to take a look at your offer. He'll take a look at your sales funnel. He's going to take a look at your traffic strategy. And he's going to tell you what you need to change, what you need to optimize, what he would do if this was his offer. Okay? And so you get the opportunity to sit with him and go over your offer, have his eyes on it, and he's going to give you what he would do, his advice, right? And he charges thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to have a strategy session with him. So this is such an amazing prize. And we had our winner last month was Shamim. He won first prize. And I haven't seen him back here at one of the office hours, but I'm dying to ask him about how it went. So you get that time with Peng Joon, and then you also get the chance to win a ticket to the Internet Mastery Retreat Live, which Peng Joon is hosting in Q1 of 2025. Second place prize is a one-on-one traffic and ads strategy session with Marcus. Marcus is the brains behind Peng Joon's Facebook ads. He runs all of the Facebook ads for Sales Process and for Peng Joon. And you get a chance to sit down with him, and he'll take a look at your ad performance, your targeting, your insights, and he'll give you some suggestions to up your game with your traffic strategy. And he'll even talk to you about split testing, what we are doing here today. And what he would recommend to squeeze every last dollar out of your ad spend. He's the guy you want to talk to about that because every dollar counts, right? And you also get a ticket to the Internet Mastery Retreat Live 2025. And third place is that live ticket, that ticket to the event where you can go and hang out with Peng Joon and his whole team and all the amazing business owners that use sales process and are a part of this world. So within the next 48 hours, post your homework in the Facebook group, use the hashtag sales process wins, include the screenshot of your split test, and at the end of December, the team will announce who the winners are. So again, these are our weekly sales calls that we have, our office hours. They're Monday through Friday. Just a reminder again that the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday calls next week will not be taking place because of the holidays, but we'll be back to regular scheduled programming the week after. We do have the Monday and the Friday call next week. So if you wish to attend then and get that extra homework in, you can. Also include in your post What was your biggest takeaway from today's lesson? Let us know what you learned. What was your biggest learning aha from today's office hours? We love to hear about those things. And I can't wait to see what you decide to split test. Are you split testing your headline? Are you going to split test a button color? What is the little tweak that you're going to change to try and see which version of your registration page will get you more registrations? Any questions? I'm going to stop sharing here so I can see everybody's lovely faces. Heather says, so if I've just joined, will the January contest just repeat this month's information? No. So every month we go over different funnels. We go over different features, different, there eventually will be repeats for you, but we do try to keep it really fresh and new. And there's always new features and new things that this software does. The development team here is amazing. They are always making changes, and we'd like to keep you guys well informed of those changes. So we will definitely always have new things to go over and show you what you can do inside your sales process account. So yeah, it's always something new and exciting happening here. Well, I just want to thank you guys today for joining me on this webinar series. We talked a lot about webinars for the past couple of weeks. It's been really great to have you guys along on this. Any questions at all? It doesn't have to be about the webinar. We've got about 10 minutes left. If anybody is having any tech issues inside of their sales process account, do you have any questions about setting something up in there? I'd be happy to show you how to do that. Glory is asking, what date did the webinar series start? Let me double check that so that I give you the accurate information. I'm just going to check our calendar here. Webinar. So the funnel we did before this was the challenge funnel, and that ended on December 5th. We wrapped that up. So our first webinar class was on December 10th. Glory. Hope that answers that for you. So that started on December 10th is when we started the webinar. And does everybody know where to go and find the replays for the office hours? I can take you on a little tour and show you where you can find those, because it's kind of nice to know those things, right? All right. So inside of your sales process account, you down on the side here, if you're ever looking for the link to the Facebook group, right here, join our community. You just click right on there and it'll take you right to the Facebook group, okay? Then we have the days and times of our office hours. If you're ever looking for those, you can click right here. Here is your Sales Process University. Inside here are hundreds, literally hundreds of tutorials on how to do everything that you need to do inside of your sales process account. So if we take a look at this, and here, if you've never enrolled before, you'll need to enroll first. And then what the system will do is get you enrolled inside of the university, and it will send you information on how to log in and set up your password to get logged in. And once you get logged in, I'm just gonna see if I can get in this way. And then if not, I'll show you another way. Here we go. So here's your Sales Process University. This is what it will look like once you get inside the system. And then here is where the university starts. And what I recommend is there's so much information in here, it's overwhelming to think, oh goodness, I have to go through every single video. What I like to do is I like to recommend to the business owners out there is, what do you need to do next in your business? And if you need to learn how to do that inside a sales process, I want you to come into the university and I want you to go to the top here and look for this little search icon. And here, you're going to be able to put in, and so let's say we're looking for the office hours replays. Let's go office hours. And what that's going to do is it's going to pull up the office hours, and here you're going to see they are categorized by their names, right? So Launchpad Mondays are right here. They're the replays, and it has the date. Funnel Forging, which is the Tuesday call, is here. And they're in date order, so the most recent one will always be at the top. And then we have the Wednesday Feature Fiesta. And then we have the Thursday CRM Connect call. And the last one is Q&A Fridays, or FAQ Fridays. Okay? And so you'll find the replays for the calls inside of your university. But I recommend that that's what you do. Or if it's a feature that you're looking for, you can come here, click on the search, and let's say we want to look up trigger, or let's say email campaign. How do I send an email campaign, right? So here it's coming up with everything that has email campaign in it. But you can kind of scroll through here and see which one answers your question the best, right? So strategic approaches to email campaigns, you can go in here, you can watch this video. They have all the videos have timestamps on them, which is really great because you can jump to the timestamp that you want to learn about. So that's how you kind of get around inside of the Sales Process University. So hopefully that is helpful to you as well, so you don't feel like you have to watch every video in order. Just look for, what do I need to build next in my business? And of course, if you have any questions, come to the office hours and we would be happy to help you. All right, let's see. Can we delete any test records under payments, transactions? I know we can filter through the live and test records. There is no delete function. Yeah, no, the payments menu won't let you delete test functions. It's like an official record of any sort of payment that you put through the system. And so they don't allow you to delete it. But it does, okay, I'm sorry that Chris didn't get back to you. It is an official record of any payments that go through the system. But you can identify the test ones by the little I beside them. And I can show you what I mean by that. And I'm sure, Kate, you probably have figured that out. But if we go into payments, and if we take a look at transactions, yeah, this is an official record of any transactions, even test ones. And so this little I tells you that this transaction occurred in test mode. And this is my demo account, so of course all of these are in test mode. But yeah, there is no way to delete them because it's an official record of every payment that's gone through your account. So, hope that answers your question. All right. Good, very, very, very good. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today and for coming along on this webinar journey with us. And I hope that you guys learned a lot today. And I look forward to seeing you guys the week after next, after the holidays. I hope everyone has an amazing holiday season. Hi there. Good to see you. Do you have a question?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Hi, welcome.
Thank
How do you
you.
say
So
how
very
do you say your
helpful.
name?
Chiweni. I'm in
Joanie.
South Africa.
South Africa. I love this so much because I get to see and talk to people from all over the world. I'm in Canada.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of snow here right now and it's very cold.
Yeah, it's been raining. It's summer here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. How are you finding sales process?
I just joined some. I mean, it was quite helpful. I was actually just checking some of the terms that you're so that the overview, where to find things and search was very helpful for me.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that tutorial library is full of knowledge and information and walkthroughs and but it can be a bit
Okay.
overwhelming just because there's so much in there. I really
Yes.
encourage you to just decide what you need to build next and look for that
Yeah.
information
Yeah.
rather than trying to
Okay.
plow
Thank,
through all those videos. So
thank you
great.
so much.
I hope
All
that
right.
I'll get to see you
Ciao.
again. You guys
Thank
take
you.
care. Have a happy, happy
Take care.
holiday
Thanks.
season if you celebrate. And we'll see you again. I'll be looking for your homework in the Facebook group. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.